And good evening, everybody, and welcome here to race number 14 of the debut season of the NR2003 Diva Cup Series. Getting set to finish up our race weekend from here at Charlotte Motor Speedway with the longest race of the year, the Coca-Cola 600. Amber Whitecastle on the pole position here for this evening's race. Amber Whitecastle comes into this race second in the point standings, her first pole of the season. Ginger Foutley alongside of her. Ginger Foutley, as we've hit the Ginger Foutley is 16th in the point standings. Looking for her second win of the season. Maddie Crenshaw didn't have a good all-star race. She is in row number 2. Crenshaw, in fact, has not had a good season. Maddie Crenshaw, that is. 36th in the point standings. And Ashley Reynolds, a former winner this season. Reynolds dropped to 22nd in the points. So one driver needs to get her luck turned around. She's starting towards the front. One driver needs a bounce back run after a disappointing race at Dover. One driver's trying to run down Becky Walters for the points lead. And another driver needs to keep her consistency going in this race. 4 different agendas is what we have here in this evening's events. As you look at the rest of the starting lineup, let's go over the top 10 of the points presented by Golden Corral while the cars are rolling off behind the pace car. Becky Walters had her points lead cut 2 weeks ago at Dover. 99 points she has over Amber Whitecastle. Our pole sitter, Prudence Martindale, 129 points back, third in the standings. Courtney Lynn, 193 back in fourth. Ellen Benson is 213 points back in fifth. Gwen Tennyson, 240 back, is currently 6th. Peter Ramirez gained 2 spots to 7th. She's 277 points out of the lead. 285 points out of the lead is Matilda Cobb, who's 8th, and car 8th. Welcome to the top 10, Annie Crenshaw, who is 9th in the standings. 311 points out of the points lead. And completing the top 10 is Elena Aurora, 325 points out of the points lead. This race is 20 laps longer than our Diva Trucks and Diva Bush series. The truck race was calm and clean. Last night, however, had our first caution of the race weekend in the Diva Bush series. Will that be a different story here tonight with 20 laps longer? We're going to have to wait and see. But here comes the Jasper Engineering Ford Taurus leading us to green. The Coke 600 is green. Let's go racing, ladies. And, of course, we'll keep an eye on that danger zone of the drivers who are in danger of losing their place in this series and dropping down. Right now, the 5 drivers come into the spots in the danger zone. Melissa Cooper, Scarlett Wallace, Crystal Fontaine, Chrissy House, and Kayla Brown. Those 5 drivers really need to start turning their luck around as soon as possible. Whitecastle leads lap number 1 of 40. Hopefully we can have a much calmer race than what we had, like what we had in our truck series event 2 nights ago. Maddie Crenshaw running the U.S. Air Force colors on her Ford Taurus. Special paint scheme for her. This is not the car that she ran the All-Star race last week. That car got trashed. As I'm watching Dallas and Washington as far as the football game is concerned as of this recording on the November holiday. Here comes Alicia Marquez in the 90. Lauren Ekstrom going to the inside of Maddie Crenshaw. Alicia Marquez comes into this race. Let me see where Marquez is. She is 35th in the point standing. She's right near that cut line of as far as losing her spot in the series is concerned. Lauren Ekstrom is 33rd in the point standings. So, of course, Ekstrom had a short all-star race last week. And I noticed one driver did not take the start. That was third in points, Prudence Martindale. And she is getting up to speed now in the patriotic Napa Chevrolet. That's a tough break for her. And she'll start her first lap as as Ekstrom has taken the race leads, and the 15 is 5 laps down. So apparently Prudence Martindale had a mechanical problem or something coming to the green because we were too busy looking at the front of the grid. That's a tough break for Prudence Martindale, who came as race third in the point standings. This is not what Prudy needed. I can tell you this is going to really, for her, take a hit in the points heading into next week at Phoenix. As Brenda Eveling, former winner this season in the regular DuPont colors on her Chevy. Of course, she struggled in the Pepsi colors last week during All-Star Race weekend. But she knew it didn't matter if it was All-Star Race weekend with no points on the line. It's not going to dampen her confidence. Of course, she comes in this race 15th in the point standings. She is the second highest of the Hendrick cars, behind Gwen Tennyson, who was the highest of those cars. Chrissy House running in second place. There's been a lot of rumors Chrissy House could be getting replaced if she does not pick up her performance fairly soon. So it looks like she has responded to the rumors, and she's running in second. Comes in this race 41st in the points, and one of the drivers in the danger zone of dropping to the Diva Bush Series. So she really needs to turn it around. Peach Ramirez just took second from her. Peach Ramirez comes in this race 7th in points. Let's find out where the gal that came in this race as our points leader, as we're going to go back to Brenda Eveling. Looking for the 9 of Becky Walters. Ignore Discord blowing up. She's 31st in the point standing. 31st. Excuse me. 31st in the running order, not in the point standings. My head's not in the game, y'all. Sorry. This is what happens when a fire alarm woke me up as of this recording, as we're past the 1/4 mark. And where in the world did the 67 go? Oh, the 67 is out of the race. Amber Whitecastle is out of the race with a camshaft. And she was trying to run down Becky Walters for the points lead. That's second in points. So second and third in points have had troubles tonight. Wow. And Courtney Lynn's not running any better. 37th, came as race 4th in points. So a lot of drivers who were running inside the top 10 in points coming into tonight's race having miserable nights. Oh boy, the points are about to get another shakeup in the Cup Series heading into next week at Phoenix. Brenda Eveling is the highest Hendrick Motorsports driver in this race, so whatever kind of pep talk she got from her biological mother, Amber McMillan, it's apparently worked. Brenda Eveling, as I said back at Dover, our former winner this season at Dover, I should say, our last points paying event winner, I should say, who ran the DuPont colors, the 200 anniversary colors en route to the victory. And of course, she said she wants to, put what happened 2023 behind her, look forward to this year. And so far, she has a win this season. Her girlfriend that she loves the most, Courtney Lynn is a 3-time winner this season, which I don't think anybody had Courtney Lynn winning 3 times, and Courtney Lynn is now ahead of Becky Walters. Martindale's moved up to 41st now that White Castle is out of this race. As we're checking the back of the field here, there's the points leader, Becky Walters. So it looks like her points lead is going to get evaporated. Ellen Benson not running any better than that. That's 5th in points. So the top 5 in the point standings are having troubles tonight. And Gwen Tennyson is running in 6th. Remember, she was 240 points back of the points lead coming into tonight's race. So right now, Becky Walters will still be the points leader. That's the good news. The bad news is her points lead is continuing to evaporate really quickly. Because it will look like Gwen Tennyson, if she stays where she's at, she'll be 2nd in points going into next week's race at Phoenix. And of course, next week we're going to have all 3 series. Of course, both Evelyn, I want to double check to see if Brenda's sister Hazel has been to Victory Lane in the Diva Truck Series while this race is going on. I'm looking through the points here. Hazel Evelyn has not been to Victory Lane. Brenda Evelyn has. And you will see Hazel Evelyn and the other 41 ladies of the Diva Truck Series next week at Phoenix. Then the following week, it'll be just the Diva Cup Series gals, as they will be at Sonoma for road racing. So Brenda Evelyn, who started off the season not too good, it's been a slowly but surely building some confidence for her. And of course, like I said, she's driving for Hendrick Motorsports. Of course, the first race with the 200 DuPont paint scheme, the Jeff Gordon car from Daytona, ended up finishing outside the top 30, even though she was on the lead lap, but it looked like she lost the draft and never recovered. She's been slowly but surely working her way to the front of the field. There's Crystal Fontaine, who's having a good run tonight in the 6th position. That's another gal who really has had a tough season. We're just past the halfway mark of tonight's race. I just wonder if Brenda Evelyn will continue to try to build on her momentum so far. And if she can do that, that would be fantastic. Because like I said, start of the season had not gone according to plan. And so far, she's getting better. But, you know, she's got to keep this momentum going. So you got to be impressed with Pete Ramirez, who's running in 2nd in the middle of a Hendrick Motorsports sandwich for Bill Davis Racing's Diva Busch Series program that she's driving. Running in the 2nd position in the Stacker 2 YJ Stinger Chevrolet. This is, like I said, the Diva Busch Series program that the 27 is driving. Pete Ramirez, part of Zachary Taylor's team, had a good season in the Coca-Cola Truck Series last year. Got herself into the playoffs. Unfortunately, got herself sadly eliminated, but she's really building that momentum that she got from the Coca-Cola Truck Series here into the Diva Cup Series. And you know one thing I'm thinking about as Brenda Evelyn still leads this race? I wonder, and this is going to be just my assumption, I wonder if Courtney Lynn took Brenda Evelyn into their room. Of course, they are sharing a room together. I wonder before they slept, before they went to sleep together, because they are sisters. They look like they definitely are like huggable sisters. I wonder if Courtney Lynn has been trying to make Brenda Evelyn feel better. Because, I mean, you know, Brenda Evelyn, Courtney Lynn, you know, the last 2 years in the what is now the retired Monster Energy Series, neither of those ladies went to victory lane after they made the Final Four in 2021. I wonder if Courtney Lynn, you know, said to Brenda, I think if you and I want to win a championship or start winning races again, I think we just need to start getting better at driving. And looks like whatever that talk was between Courtney Lynn and Brenda Evelyn before they went to bed that one night in the off season, apparently it appears to be working. Because you look at Courtney Lynn, she's been to victory lane 3 times. Brenda Evelyn, if she hangs on to win this race, this would be her second win. That's a combined 5 wins between the two girls. Of course, they are a couple after all. Courtney Lynn, Brenda Evelyn. Just like how Annie Thomas and Betty Johnson are also a couple. And I know, yes, I said the word couple because I know they are girls, but to be fair, that's why they love each other to death. So. And of course, their younger sisters are racing in the Diva Truck Series. Brenda has Hazel Evelyn, who is finishing up her, I think it's her sophomore year, and same with Abigail Lynn. Of course, those two do go to school together. Crystal Fontaine about to take second from Peach Ramirez. This is a well-needed run for Crystal Fontaine, as I said. Comes in this race 40th in the points. She has not had a top 5 this season. Kayla Brown, Chrissy Howes, Carla Sanat are the only 3 drivers this season who have not scored a top 10 or a top 5. I know there's some that have already scored top 10s and haven't scored top 5. I mean, Martindale, who's third in the point standing, she hasn't even scored a top 5 this season. Becky Walters fell all the way to 40th, so definitely the handling has gone away on that. Number 9, well, as soon as I say that, she's up to 37th. Courtney Lynn's in 31st. And like I said, Gwen Tennyson's looking like she's going to capitalize on Becky Walters. But, you know, the good news for Becky Walters, the 3 girls that were trying to run her down for the points lead are not faring any better. But she, like I said, will still keep the points lead heading into next week's race at Phoenix. Annie Crenshaw running in 25th. That's another gal who came in this race running very well in the points. Lauren Ekstrom running in 7th. Of course, team owner Cody Smart has said that if Lauren Ekstrom doesn't pick up the pace, she needs to retire. Well, Lauren Ekstrom has responded, and she's up to the 5th position. So talk about whatever Cody has said about Lauren Ekstrom. Apparently, Lauren Ekstrom just lit a fire in her butt, and she's trying to pick up the pace. June Bailey, another gal who's been struggling in the points table. Maddie Crenshaw having a good run. How about Jessie Art running in the 4th position? Good run for Jessie tonight. And, of course, Jessie Art's getting ready to graduate in a couple of weeks, believe it or not. Jessie Art's 25th in the point standing, so this is a lot better run for her. Caution! This will be the race. Brenda Eveling's going to win this race unless something dramatic happens to her. And our only caution of the race is out, and Carla Sanat is involved. And she might be the only one involved. Because I don't see anybody else on pit road, so... Well, this is going to end the race under the yellow flag. A nice little green flag run, and we're going to only have one caution, but this one's going to end the race. So, caution's out for the first time and only time of the race. Let's jump back, look at a replay to find out what in the world happened to Carla Sanat real quickly as we're coming to the end of the Coke 600. Well, Carla Sanat was having a good run in the 19th position. Looks like Scarlett Wallace got a little tight, and unfortunately sent the tide right around. And she looks like was the only one that spun around, and looks like Brooklyn Carter did a good job not hitting the tide ride. And Carla Sanat, who really needed a good run, one of 3 drivers who have not scored a top 10, top 5 this season. Looks like she's going to have another poor finish. And like I said, if Carla Sanat doesn't get her season turned around, there's a good chance she might get replaced. As the yellow's out for the only time here this evening, let's jump back to see Brenda Eveling take the checker flag here on the Coke 600. White flag has now just been displayed over the DuPont Chevrolet at a Hendrick Motorsports of Brenda Eveling. So if Brenda can survive one more lap under the yellow flag, she will take her 2nd win of the season, which will build even more confidence for her. Right now, the top 10 stands: Brenda Eveling, Gwen Tennyson, Hendrick Motorsports 1-2, Lauren Extraman 3rd, Pete Ramirez 4th, Maddie Crenshaw 5th, Crystal Fontaine 6th, Jessie Art in 7th, Molly Thomas 8th, Ginger Foutley 9th, and June Bailey had a quiet run in the 10th position. That's another driver who needs a good run, June Bailey. And as things stand, let me look at the points here. As we're on the last lap of the race, June Bailey came in this race 37th in points. She just got herself out of the danger zone. And that's 2 good runs she's had so far this weekend. So this will definitely move her away from the danger zone of dropping to the Diva Bush Series. Maddie Crenshaw came in this race 36th in the points. This is a well-needed run for Maddie Crenshaw, who, by the way, her and Brooklyn Carter have just recently or are about to graduate next week before they come out to Phoenix, which is good. But off of turn number 4, down the front straightaway, the yellow and checkers are out. Brenda Eveling's 2nd win of her Diva Cup Series career will take the Coke 600. That's definitely one driver who would definitely be happy. Of course, we already given you the top 10. Monica Towns gets 11th. Maria Steiner, Mary Morse, Chrissy House. Well-needed run for Chrissy House. Standings are now official. Chrissy House really needed that run. She's had a dismal season. And Jill Thomas complete the top 15. So Jill Thomas, who's been sliding down through the points table the last couple of weeks, will move her way back inside the top 10 with drivers ahead of her that had troubles tonight. Alicia Marquez, Lisa Simpson, Annie Winters, Scarlett Wallace, Matilda Cobb were your top 20 as you look on down to the remainder of the finishing results. A couple of notables I noticed down here at the bottom of the points table. Elena Aurora, 33rd, came in this race 10th in points. Courtney Lynn was 4th in the point standings. She's going to take a hit in the standings. Becky Walters finished 35th, came in this race as your points leader. Ellen Benson, 36, was 5th in points. Prudence Martindale finished 5 laps down in 41st. Came in this race third in the points, and Amber Whitehouse, who was trying to run down Becky Walters for the points lead out of the race in dead last, came in this race second in the point standings. So a lot of gals that came in this race running well in points. Oh, Annie Crenshaw also finished 23rd. Not sure how big of a hit she's going to take in the points, but we're going to have to wait and see. But Charlotte Motor Speedway has really shaken the points up heading into next week's race at Phoenix International Raceway. But hope you guys enjoyed this evening's race. Congratulations to Brenda Evelyn on her second win of the year. If you enjoyed this evening's race, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become a part of the PCS Race Crew today. We shared your full finish results. You will see your point standings heading into next week's race. That will be down in the description at Phoenix. Until then, I've been Divas signing off. Good night from Charlotte. You've been watching another broadcast courtesy of PCS Race TV, the best set of racing around the world since 2017.